Welcome back, viewers and subscribers. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another banging video, baby. So, if you're new, you guys know the do. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, turn on your notification bell, and join the family. While you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and help your girl out. Now, guys, in this video, we're gonna talk about Trump pardoning Silk Road drug kingpin Ross Ulbricht, if I have his last name pronounced correctly. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I've seen a lot of TikTokers opposing this pardon. They're saying, it's not a good look. And I think he did a video, thanking Donald Trump for giving him a second chance. If I can find the video on TikTok, I'm going to include it in this so you guys could see what he had to say about being pardoned by Donald Trump. Now, the reason why I want to do this is because practically every scroll on TikTok, I could see them talking about the Silk Road pardoning, and many people on both sides of the political fence opposing to this. But there are few people who have said there's nothing wrong with giving an individual a second chance. But I don't know much about this. So I saw a report from the Daily Mail and I said, what better way to go about it so that I can learn and take you guys on this journey as discovery as well. If you've been keeping up with my channel, you guys know that this is nothing new for us to do here. We talk about a little bit of everything, not just celebrity gossips. We talk about technology, a little bit about the war, a little bit about politics. You guys know the do, right? So let's get into this report from the Daily Mail. They're saying Donald Trump's decision to pardon one of the dark web's most notorious kingpin on day 2 of his presidency stemmed from a secret meeting at Mar-a-Lago with Libertarian leader Angela McArdle. And DailyMail.com has gone behind the scenes to reveal that Trump's decision was a year-long campaign to win the party's support to secure his presidential victory. The mastermind behind the online drug den known as the Silk Road, Ross Ulbricht, was pardoned from his life sentence by President Trump on Tuesday. It's not new for them to do this. They've done this to first-time offenders, but I see that many people are saying that this guy needs to be locked away for good. What's your take on this, guys? Do you support that statement? But let's continue. They're saying this came after Trump met with Libertarian Party leader McArdle 13 months ago. The two worked out a deal where he would speak at the Libertarian Party's National Convention in Washington on May 25, 2025. It was always going to be difficult to win over the Libertarians, and Trump was met with boos when he took the stage. But when he mentioned his vow to free Ulbricht, if that's not how it's pronounced, someone correct me, the crowd erupted in applause. For Trump, his discussions with McArdle at his political stronghold, Mar-a-Lago, shined a light on the parallels between Ulbricht's case and his own treatment by the Justice Department, which the president believed was terrorizing him. Trump, who had warmed up to the idea, told McArdle, "I'll free him. I love freeing people." For McArdle, she told DailyMail.com that Tuesday's pardon was the fruit of years worth of negotiating. Now, Ulbricht, 40, was slated to serve a life sentence for his role in Silk Road, which was described as an Amazon-like website for illegal drugs. Prosecutors claim at least 6 people died as a result of taking drugs they bought on the site, which made Ulbricht $200 million and used Bitcoin as its currency. But for libertarians who hailed his Bitcoin entrepreneurship and free market ideas. Freeing Ulbricht was priority for the party. In 2023, Richard Grinnell, the president's envoy for special projects, introduced Mark Ardle to Trump. They arranged a meeting in December of that year at Mar-a-Lago. Mark Ardle said President Trump was interested in how to get libertarian support. Now, I told him that we were running a competing party to the Republicans, but I can tell you what we need to do to gain the small libertarian vote. We kept an open dialogue. Rick Grinnell told me that the president is not a normal politician. You have to ask for something and try to make a deal. The thing that would be easiest politically and most profound to us would be to free Ross Ulbricht. So that's what I asked for. Okay, so they struck up some negotiations. Now they're saying she even thought about proposing a pardon for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange. This is a person that should have been freed. In case you guys are not aware, we're going to pause a little bit who Julian Assange is. Sloan Bella is the one who basically, pulled me in that direction as to who is Julian Assange, right? So, according to what Sloan Bella said, and this is not verbatim, if I find the clip again, I'll share it with you guys, but once upon a time, there was a group of people, political bodies, elitists, ordering pizza consistently through a channel. Julian Assange, they got a file. They realized, wait a minute, this can't be pizza. There's something weird about this order. So Julian Assange released the file, and it is alleged that it was exploitation of little people and other people, ex-trafficking, human trafficking, and the list goes on. Then around that time, if you guys remember, Ye posted Pamela Anderson. I think that was 3 weeks ago to this week. And in that report from the Daily Mail brought us back to the time when Pamela Anderson had reached out to Ye asking Ye to say something about Julian Assange because she believes he was being held captive and being abused for that WikiLeaks. So now, everything comes full circle, because if you guys have been keeping up with my channel, we spoke about that. I shared the clip of the article from the Daily Mail. If you guys want me to go back to that report, you can leave a comment. So, people like Julian Assange, I don't think they're going to free him, just as how they're not going to free Diddy. Not that Julian Assange has committed the same crime, but when you look at the information that he has against these government bodies, these elitists, one way to keep him quiet is to have him behind bars. And Sloan Bella told us that's the reason why they're not going to release Diddy. Diddy has too much information on these politicians, these elitist wrongdoings. And as such, he's not going to go to trial. They can't afford for him to speak, and it will never be let out on bail. So I just wanted to share that information with you. Know that Julian Assange's name has been brought up back into the picture, right? No, so she even thought about proposing a pardon for WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange, but he had already been released from a British prison after the US decided not to extradite him. Okay, so he has been released. So they're saying, she said, the president was interested in Ross. He said, I'll free him. I love freeing people. He was warm and receptive to it and receptive to how corrupt the case was. But despite the party's feelings on the case, not everyone was happy with the president's decision. DailyMail.com spoke with the father of a 16-year-old who fell to his death after taking drugs bought on the illicit backdoor site. Rodney Bridge said that his son, Preston, would still be alive if Silk Road hadn't existed, and called Trump's decision to pardon Ulbricht a kick in the guts. Despite this, McArdle and Trump agreed to a deal to secure the kingpin's release. He would come to the Libertarian Party convention to make his pitch, drawing on the president's own experience of dealing with the DOJ. McArdle recounted, he said a few times it seemed unfair. He said he thought Ross had served enough time. Well, a second meeting between McArdle and Trump happened in May last year, and then Trump made his pardon of Ulbricht a day one pledge and would fulfill his promise on day two of his administration. McArdle has brushed aside criticism that Ulbricht deserved a longer sentence, but critics have pointed out that he was found guilty of a slew of crimes, including distributing narcotics, computer hacking, conspiring to traffic in false identity documents, and conspiring to commit money laundering. Prosecutors said he solicited 6 murderers for hire in connection to operating the site, although he wasn't put on trial for them, and there is no evidence the murders were carried out. Ulbricht denied any involvement in the plots. Now, the report further goes on to say, McArdle said that she was not surprised there was pushback towards the pardon, and said that one of the FBI agents who worked on the case ended up going to prison. She appeared to be referring to former DEA agent Carl Force, who was jailed for six and a half years in 2015 for extortion, money laundering, and obstruction of justice, which he committed while working undercover on the Silk Road investigation. In his post online announcing the pardon, Trump said the scum that worked to convict him, Ulbricht, were some of the same lunatics who were involved in the modern-day weaponization of the government against me. After the election, Ulbricht posted a message on X expressing his immense gratitude to everyone who voted for President Trump on my behalf. I can finally see the light of freedom at the end of the tunnel, the post said. In Perth, Australia, such comments left Rodney Bridge appalled. Bridge's son Preston died in February 2013 after falling from a balcony at a hotel in Scarborough after celebrating, and this is what they used on Liam Payne's death as well. So after celebrating a school ball, a court hearing into his death revealed he had taken 2 tablets of what is thought to have been synthetic LSD bought by a friend from the Silk Road. Speaking over the phone, Bridge told DailyMail.com, "I couldn't believe it when I heard the news about the pardon. It was an absolute kick in the gut. When you read it in the sentencing, it wasn't just drug dealing. He was involved in all sorts of things like money laundering. He should never have been released. I feel sad for the Americans. I can't believe that decision should be left to one person." Now, the report further states, "I don't get it. I'm a bit in shock. To be honest, it's a kick in the gut to the FBI, to the DEA, everybody." Bridge, who has set up a nonprofit to help people deal with addiction issues and speak in schools about the dangers of drugs, said that the time Ulbricht spent in jail was absolutely not enough. He said, "Here in Australia, you get caught with killer meth, you get life, and life here is 17 years. To give him 10 years is a slap in the face." So many people are disappointed, and naturally, if someone has lost a loved one, it's going to be even more disappointing and heartbreaking to them. Now, The report further states that one of the biggest things I really struggle with Ross Ulbricht is he decided he wanted to create this site which allowed people to be able to trade without being identified. But the reality is it's not like you who had somebody buying or selling 10 ecstasy tablets. It's like they got 10 calcium tablets and put a spot and cyanide in them and sent them to a teenager on the other side of the world. It would be a terrorist dream to be involved in this. Bridge said if he could speak to Trump personally, he would say, "How disappointed I am with you. I'd like to think his attitude would be different if he lost one of his own sons," he said. When Trump was president the first time, he was so strong about drug dealers. He said they should all get death sentence. And all of a sudden, he's releasing one of the biggest drug dealers on the planet. I think politics is corrupt on both sides, and I think both sides, they do these things honestly, and it is, as he's saying, it's really sad. Now, if you read the judge comment during sentencing, she said Ulbricht is no different to a drug dealer and terrorist, and she's right. Ulbricht's lawyer did not return requests for comment, but in a statement posted on X on Thursday, Ulbricht warmly thanked the president for the pardon. He said, "I was locked up for more than 11 years, but he let me out. I'm free now, so let it be known that Donald Trump is a man of his word." Putting his hand on his chest, he said, "Thank you, President Trump, for giving me this amazing blessing. I'm so grateful to have my life back, my future back, to have this second chance." Now, the internet then replied to this report. Yorkshire man said, "There is an interesting list of people pardoned by Trump so far. I predict that the list will grow in coming days and weeks, and one name that will join, it will be that of Miss G. Maxwell currently." In reply to Yorkshire man, "I think your prediction about Miss Maxwell is correct." That would be a slap in the face, though. Like, that would not even be a slap in the face. It would be a kick in the gut, as Bridge is saying. Definitely a kick in the gut. But politics is dirty. It is corrupt. And I've always had this theory, even in my country, because we can see politicians working with kingpins and all of those people. And I do believe that they pardon these people so as to have them out as sleepers in case they need someone to do their dirty deeds, their dirty bidding. Then, that individual is called upon to do the dirty work of whoever gives them the pardon. But yeah, that's it on the Silk Road. I wanted to learn about that, and I wanted to take you guys on that journey with me. So leave your comments below, thumbs up, do all you need to do on this video to help your girl out. Stay safe, stay blessed, most of all, stay prayed up, because politicians in this world, it doesn't matter what country you're in, they're all the same. Honestly, they're all. I don't see one being better than the other. I despise all of them, to be very honest. And even though I despise them, there are things that Trump has done that I can say, yes, I agree with that. Like the gender affirming surgery, gender therapy of minors. He cut that out. And I say kudos to him. Biden, just the same. He has done things that I can say kudos to him. But overall, in its entirety, I think that people of this world, the leaders of this world, are just big, horrible people. Roll them all in a barrel. That's what I think. But that's all I have to say about that. Let me know your thoughts. Thumbs up, subscribe. See you guys in the comment section. Peace.